Plenty of people told me that you didn't go to school to be a pastor, you don't know how to raise money, living a wonderful life, but none of that mattered anymore. I'm Trey McAllister. I was asked to go to Russia and help teach soccer camps. And I had been introduced to an older man. He came to me and he said, "Hey, would you like to see what these kids really go through when they leave here?"
Being an orphan, yes, I felt secure that I had my next meal, or I had a bed at night, but there was nothing beyond me turning 18 years old and leaving.
I remember walking out and that gate hitting, and I remember just falling to pieces. God just calling my number at that time and saying, "You can do more."
In the room ultimately knows that we're here to do one thing, and that's show each other how much we love each other.
When I first met Trey, he had come back from a trip to Russia. He was sharing those experiences with me, and he said, I feel like God's called me to start an organization. I feel like he's already given me a name, and it's RU4 Children.
It was the first morning. Walking into the cafeteria, there was a bunch of new people, between American people and Ukrainian people, the whole RU4 Children team.
These kids just wanted to be loved, and the lack of knowing that they can be loved and that there's a greater love out there than what they can get monetarily or from us, and it's the love of Christ, and just for them to kind of be opened up to that door.
In that week, I learned to pray. I learned that, people cared. I learned that there was hope and that everything's gonna be okay.
For me, that first trip of Ukraine, seeing that need for that type of love and then life support afterwards.
A couple years into what we were doing, and it really started to become more about bringing in the community.
On a weekly basis, we had local mentors such as Slavan and Polina come and visit us. We did movie nights, we did, girls did our hair. I mean, things like that doesn't sound like a lot, but for a girl, that's a lot. However, little did I know, that wasn't the only change coming my way.
I'm gonna let it shine. This light is mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Do it again. This light of mine. I'm gonna
8, 9, 10 years into Ukraine, and we end up transitioning.
I was heartbroken, for one, because I felt like these were relationships that I had built with these kids over the years. And I remember we had really hard conversations, and we tried to figure out, okay, God, where are you calling us next?
There has been a huge earthquake, magnitude 7.0, just off the coast of Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Early reports of extensive damage are coming from the capital, Port-au-Prince.
Trey had the opportunity to serve in Haiti during that time after the earthquake. He was invited to go to Guatemala, and I remember him coming back and saying, "Jen, it may not be just orphans. I feel like that it's bigger than this."
Hello today, dear RU4 Children family. Today we are in Matacascuenla, Guatemala, and these kids you see back here playing, today they're going to receive an enormous blessing.
Well, can we just take what we've done in Russia and Ukraine and fit that over to Guatemala, or do what we did there and just kind of duplicate that?
We get there, and orphanages weren't the problem.
We were going to have to think differently in order to make an impact in Guatemala, because it did look so much different.
What we ended up doing for years is kind of trying to find our place.
We were so thankful to have our board members and our donors believe in what we were doing and believe in our goal and our mission of RU4 Children, that it didn't have to look exactly the same. And they understood that we're here to support you, whatever that looks like.
You do ministry all these years this way. You transition to another country, and what it ended up being is another year, year and a half of just doing what you could to honor your donors, honor your vision, honor your time there, honor the people around you that had given you a space. And what you end up discovering is that it's all about community. And if we can come back to all the problems that do surround our world, and it all comes back to community. It all comes back to the breakdown of community, building back up that breakdown.
Guatemala in the beginning, I think we were trying to go in and touch people on the forefront in these schools and these kids and love on them the same way, but then we got there and the need was so much greater with sustainability of just living.
One of the things we do is we start organizations that can continue to do what we do as we move on and they move forward. And so in Ukraine, it was the Destiny Center that we started. That's their nonprofit. As we transferred and transitioned to Guatemala, years into it, we meet this young lady named Kirsten Klein-Rendon.
For me, I think it became something that changed my dreams and my actions a lot, because I saw the need in my country, but I didn't know how to help.
What we ended up doing is taking her under our wing, working together for years, and then we started a group called Inspirawate. When I worked with communities, I never really knew how much I was able to do until I came back. With Kirsten, you can see that they have the passion and compassion her mom has invested in them. Someone who speaks their language, who talks to them directly, who understands them. And she has an unbelievable gift, just being able to communicate with people what's best for them.
I saw the need, especially in the kids, in the women. So we started talking a lot of ideas. We started talking a lot of things that we wanted to do, and I think he gave us like these ideas that encourage us, and also how to make it happen. And from there we started our first program, that is the nutrition program.
Well, the beautiful thing about Inspirawate is once I got out of the way, it blew up.
And in our best time, we were providing 16,000 servings of nutrition to kids all around Guatemala, which make millions of doses a year. And we have seen the results. We have seen the lives of the kids changing so much. Then we saw other needs.
Uno de los problemas más grandes que afectan a gran parte de la población guatemalteca es la falta de acceso a agua de buena calidad para el consumo humano. Es por eso que a las familias que forman parte de nuestro programa de nutrición les brindamos filtros de agua que permiten mejorar su salud integralmente.
So we partner with a local organization called Ecofiltro. They have this amazing water filter, built and made here in Guatemala that allowed us to provide a water filter to a family that lasts for 2 years. Clean water is so important for them because this reduces the stomach issues, more difficult situation of malnutrition in Guatemala. Also, they need to spend a lot of money in doctors and in medicine that they can spend in nutrition at the same time. So with these water filters, they have unlimited access to clean water at their homes every day.
In this, what Kirsten has done has transformed the lives of these people. I mean, I see people today that the first time I saw them, they were laying in a bed, sick, not feeling good. And by caring for them, giving them water and nutrition, and just having a doctor come up and see them, she has effectively changed their life forever, their trajectory. They're flourishing. And not only that, but it teaches the family It teaches the brothers and sisters, it teaches the moms, it teaches the dads, whoever's around. And it eventually, the community is blown away by these kids that just get better.
Inspira Guate in English is Inspire Guatemala. For me, inspiration is when I see someone doing something that makes me go and do something else. So for me, Inspira Guate, what makes Inspira Guate special is that we want to go to those places where there's people in need. So as Trey came to Guatemala and he encouraged me and inspired me to go and do something for my country, now they are seeing me, and my desire is that they can be inspired and they can start working for their own families with a different vision.
Katrina Tezzy Winthrop.
And think back on my conversation with Katya the other day and think about where we started and knowing that we could take a child with very, very terrible statistics stacked against them, see such transition in 20 years.
Fast forward 15 years. I have adjusted to America. I am a part of an amazing family. I just graduated college in New York. My parents moved to Tennessee. I came and visited, and I loved it here so much. So I just relocated to Tennessee myself, currently living in Nashville. And I'm excited about this new chapter. I know God has big, big plans for me. And I'm excited to start them and to tackle them and just live the life that He has planned for me.
I think 25 years ago, I would have never dreamed that this is where I would be in 2021. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to be a little part of helping people and making an impact.
We're excited to see the journey that we're on continue. We're not done. We've got a long way to go. I'm young, they're really young. And we're pumped to see what the Lord has for us.
If someone was on the edge of wanting to get involved or to support RU4 Children, I feel like I could talk all day about it, about how letting them know how it's changed my outlook on life and the feelings that I get just knowing and seeing these people that I've touched from a long time ago, and then now they're actually making a change in their own community. Like, who doesn't want to be part of something like that? Whether you donate little or big, it doesn't matter. You're making a massive change. And you see it. You see how your money and your efforts and your prayers and all of that change. And for me, that's enough, because how often can we all get on a plane and go on these great ideas of trips, you know, where the world is made for or looking for convenience in ways that we don't have time, or time is money. So it's just like, why don't you do something with this money that we're sitting here making to try and change the world, or give someone like RU4 Children the means to go do the changing and supporting that we may not be able to physically do in our everyday routines and lives. So for me, that's big. I don't know if that answered that last one. It was kind of all over the place.